Hello, this is Sandra and Peoples here, and I just wanted to come on. I had a quick idea for a broadcast that I want to do for my authors who are trying to build their platforms. I am Sandra N. Peoples from SandraNPeoples.com. I am a publishing consultant and I specialize in self-publishing. What I want to talk about today is why authors need to put together a marketing. What I noticed from authors, even those authors who have traditional publishers, some of them don't understand that they need to actually put together a strategy. And that is why so many authors don't experience the kind of success that they want to see as an author. You have to have marketing and promotional plans in place when you get ready, before you do the book actually, but especially when you have the book done. You have to always be thinking about, how am I going to get this book in front of the people who want to read it? And that doesn't just go for authors, it goes for entrepreneurs as well. You have to have a strategy. Otherwise, you're just shooting, shooting blanks in the dark, shooting darts in the dark. Here it goes. Anyway, so one of the things you need to do is you need to think about who you're trying to serve, why you want to serve them, and how you're going to get your message in front of those people. See, when we write books, most of the time we just get excited about the story that we're going to tell, between the pages, but we don't think about, we don't want to just write this one book or these two books and that be it. You have to always be thinking about how you're going to continue to get your message out there. Because I know if you're like me, you're not just writing a book. You don't want the book to be the end of your career. You want to have a career as a writer. At least I want to have a career as a writer. And that's one of the reasons why I'm always trying to find new ways to market and promote my books. So your marketing and promotional plan shouldn't just focus on online either, because you have to think about it. A lot of people still go to the bookstore. A lot of people still go to the library. So you have to think about, how am I going to reach those people too? You can't just always be thinking about, I got to get on Facebook and I got to do this online and that online. It's not, the world doesn't just revolve around Facebook. People want you to believe that, but that's not true. It's still people out here who have never set up a Facebook account, but they read books all the time. It's still people out here who have never got online to do anything. They don't shop online, they don't do anything online. So you have to think about how you're going to reach all of the people who read your books. And that's why you need to have a marketing plan. Now, in your marketing plan, you need to decide how much money you have to spend on marketing. That's going to help you determine what channels you can use to promote and market your book. One of the things, hey Ebony, one of the things you need to consider is putting together a press release. Sometimes when I talk to authors and they're getting ready to publish a book, and I say, how do you plan on getting your message out there? A lot of them, I'll say, do you have a press release, or have you ever written a press release? They'll say, no, what's that? So press release is just, they call it a news release. You send it around to like things like that, and it basically announces that you're coming out with this book, and that you're available for stories and things like that. But the catch is, with the press release, you can't just say, I'm an author and I wrote a book. They want to know what's exciting about you. And I had to learn that the hard way. When I first came out with my very first book, No More Drama, I was just so excited to be an author, to where I thought this was a big deal for me, so it's going to be a big deal for everybody. But when the people at the news station heard that I wrote a book, they were like, oh, okay, what else you do? And I'm like, well, at the time, nothing. I hadn't really thought of anything else that I did that was exciting. So when I came out with Foolish, though, I had something that I could tie in, with me dealing with economic abuse and things like that. I tied that in, and I sent out a press release in the month of October, which is Dominican. And that month, I actually saw the most book sales that I had seen in a long time. because I talked about economic abuse, and then I let them know that I had a book, that I was releasing too. So that helped me to not only get news exposure for my book, but it also helped me to get in the newspaper. So I had newspaper articles written about me. I had blog talk, radio interviews. I had all kinds of interviews because I sent out the press release at the right time. So if you're going to do press releases, make sure that your book ties into something that's happening in the world, like today. Some kind of topic. If you have a book, even if you write fiction, if your book is about abuse, you can talk about how some of these people, a lot of people are getting killed at the hands of an abusive partner today. And if you have a book that ties into that, you can actually get exposure for your book right now. I just saw this on Good Morning America. This lady wrote a book, and because I think a man went to the school and he killed his wife. And she wrote a book where something similar happened, and Good Morning America came and interviewed her. And I'm sure she sold a lot of books because of that. So just look at how can my book tie into things that's going on now in the world, and send out a press release to different media outlets. Now, it's best to start in your local community because 9 times out of 10, everybody in your community doesn't know that you've written a book. I mean, even where I live, and as long as I've been doing books and stuff, everybody here still don't know that I write books or that I help people publish books. So you start in your own community first, and then you spread out. And a good thing to do is to go to different blog talk radio shows and let them know that you've written a book, what your book is about, and that you would like to be a guest, because a lot of times they need guests on their shows, and you can go on, you can talk about your book. So send out press releases. If you haven't done that, or if you haven't considered doing that, find news and media outlets and just start letting people know that you have this book out and you want to get some exposure for it. Even if your book is old, you can still get exposure for your book with press releases. Now, another thing that I really think authors need to consider doing is they need to go back in there, Ashley. Go in there and watch TV. Authors need to start to see themselves as in the same light that celebrities see themselves in. You know how whenever Beyonce comes out with a new record, everybody's going to get that song. Everybody's going to get whatever she's selling because they love Beyonce. Well, Beyonce didn't just get to be this big star overnight, by not doing anything, by never being in the media and things like that. So if you take that same approach when it comes to promoting your books or whatever it is that you sell, you will start to see an increase in sales. Like, just think about it. Whenever anybody we like when Denzel comes out with a new movie, he goes on all these radio shows, like they call it Press Week. And like that same week when they're coming out with a movie, they will go on Good Morning America, Kelly and whoever she with now. They'll go on all those shows because they want to make sure you know that they have this movie coming out so you can go and watch that movie. Well, you have to be the same way with your book. You need to be sending out press releases so people can know you have this book coming out. You need to go on as many talk shows as you can. You need to do as much as you can to let people know about your book, the same way celebrities do. I think a lot of times authors kind of downplay themselves and they think that, well, I just wrote a book. I'm nothing special. I know because I thought it. But people really do admire the fact that you sat down to take time to tell your story in a book. And especially when you write a story that people can relate to, they want to know that you have this book out so that they can talk to you. They can share their stories with you. Since I came out with Foolish, when I wrote Foolish, I had so many women come up to me, and tell me how they could relate to my story and, how they have been through the same kind of thing that I've been through and all of that. Well, they would have never known my story if I never shared it. So that's why I'm saying you have to start to think of yourself as a celebrity. Embrace your celebrity. If you are an author and you're like kind of shy and things like that, people, they're going to shy away from you, and it's going to show when in your book sales. So if you really want to see book sales, start to embrace your inner celebrity. So what I do is I actually take the celebrities that I like and I study what they do. I see what they do on Instagram. I look at what they do on Facebook. Most of them just have a bunch of pictures, but the pictures show them out enjoying life, because as an author, one of the things we sell is a lifestyle. And that was something I had to learn too. We're not actually selling our words per se. We're selling a lifestyle, because people, they want to see how we live, what we do. Are we just like them? And things like that. But, sometimes we think that when we see celebrities, a lot of people don't think of them as being a human person per se. They think that, they're celebrities, they're untouchable and all that kind of stuff. But in the same way, as an author, you don't want to be untouchable, but you want people to look at you in that same light, basically. So not to be all sedity acting and things like that, but you want to embrace your inner celebrity. Now, I can't say that enough. But I just think that authors just downplay themselves so much and just don't think of themselves as being a celebrity. So what you need to start doing is take cameras with you. There's one lady that I like who writes books, and she's always taking pictures. And her Instagram, she has a lot of followers because they like to see what she does every day. We don't spend all day in front of a computer. Just because you write books don't mean you live at the computer all day long. But some people might think that. So by you taking pictures, they say, oh, she out, having fun, or he out shopping and enjoying time with their family. And that's what inspires other people to want to pursue their dreams, because they see you enjoying your life and pursuing yours, So if you take pictures, if you shoot little quick videos and say, hey, today me and my kids went here, or today me and my boyfriend went there, or me and my husband, or whatever, went here, and you take a picture of yourself, out enjoying life, people like to see that. And when they see that you're out enjoying life, then they say, oh, I want to get her books, or I want to buy his CD, or I'm going to go, whatever you're doing, because they see you. So you want to make yourself as visible as possible, because people buy from the people that they know, like, and trust. That's like a rule in business. If people like you and they try to buy from you, whatever you're selling, whatever you're doing, they're going to support it because they like you. So that's just my little spiel that I wanted to share. I just get so, I don't know, when it comes to authors, I just think, right, Deborah, add photos to describe scenes from your books too. Right. Yeah, because sometimes I see myself doing that. When I go out somewhere, I might take a picture and say, this is where one of my books, the last one I did, I might say, this is where so-and-so hung out at, something like that. So it just makes you more relatable when people can take a peek into your life. Just think of yourself as the celebrities do, and you will start to be more free when it comes to your promotional efforts and everything, because you'll see that people are actually liking what you do. They're following you. They love what you do. And that is where the money comes from. We can't make money being quiet and silent and all that. I mean, I know we may want to just be quiet and money just falls in our lap, but it just doesn't work like that. You have to get out and you have to let people know about you. And people want to see people living their life. They want to see people enjoying their life. And we as authors need to embrace our celebrity and take photographs with people. We see our favorite, somebody see us. Like just a few months ago, I think I was in Walmart, and this lady came up to me and she was like, hey, and I'm like, hi, how you doing? And she said, you got any new books out? I'm like, yeah. So she wanted to get the book. She wanted to take a picture with me and all of that stuff. And I'm just standing there looking like, wow, did this really just happen to me? So you may not think of it as a big deal, but I'm telling you, being an author is really special if you work it right. If you embrace the fact that Being an author is special. It's not something that any and everybody can do, even though it may seem like that sometimes. It's not something that any and everybody can do. We are a special breed of people. So embrace that. So I am going to get off here. I just wanted to say that about authors embracing their inner celebrity. And one of the biggest ways you can do that is to send out a press release, let people know that you have a book out, because you never know what. And make sure when you send out a press release, it ties into an event. That's the way you get the maximum exposure, is if it ties into an event. I'm going to try to come on more often and share more tips and strategies with you guys, because I've been in this industry since 2003, and I've seen so much stuff change over the years concerning how we publish books, how we promote books, how we market books, and things like that. And there's some things I really think you need to know about, especially if you publish your own books, because the industry today has changed so much so to where I think a lot of authors are just handing over their books and expecting somebody else to do the work, and that's not going to cut it. So I'm going to tell you ways that you can actually, market and promote your own books so that you can start to see some results, because there are lots of groups out there that you probably don't know about that buy books by the hundreds and thousands. And they place big orders for fiction and nonfiction books. There are bookstores out there that want your book, and they're not Amazon, they're not Barnes and Noble, but they want your books and they buy lots of books. So I'm going to start sharing this kind of stuff with you, because it's things that I've learned from being in this industry for over a decade. And, like I said, I've seen a lot of stuff change. I've seen a lot of stuff happen that I don't like concerning how authors get paid and how authors are treated. So that's why I'm going to start helping you as much as I can. So I am going to let you know that I do have a resource for people who want to publish their own books but aren't sure about the steps to take. The first one is, you can get it from my site. It's called the Self-Publishing Basics book. And what that is, it outlines the entire process of self-publishing books in paperback. Because, even though people might be crazy about the Kindle, people still love the paperback book, and you make more money with paperbacks. You can sell paperback books. Like, if you follow the method in my book, you can take your paperback books, sell them from your own site, make the whole amount of money up front, rather than having to split your money with Amazon, Barnes and Noble, all those other places. And then, you still don't get the money right away. You have to wait 90 days to get it. I don't know about you, but I like to get my money right away. So I show you how to do that stuff in the book. You go to sandrannpeoples.com/basics. Then the other resource I have shows you how to put together your marketing plan. It also has a press release template in there. It has a press release that I wrote, the one that I sent out that got me all the exposure for my book, Foolish. It has that template in there, and then it also has, the sample for you to look at to see how to fill it out. You go to sandrannpeoples.com/marketing, and you can see that resource as well. So I am Sandra N. Peoples from sandrannpeoples.com. As I said before, I am a self-publishing consultant. Been in this industry for a long time. So if you have questions about the self-publishing process, you can go to sandrannpeoples.com/contact and set up a time we can do a quick consultation. I do 15-minute consultations for free, so you can schedule one of those. So I'm going to let you enjoy your day. I got to go finish picking up kids from school. So you have a great day, and thanks for tuning in.